not quite swept over like that. Anyway, here's our other Terran. He doesn't have his lucky socks today, but will he need them? It is none other than our blue Terran.
Slayer's Young.
Slayers Ryung.
You know, Stella got a haircut too.
Yeah, he did. Everyone's getting a haircut. Looks like Ryung didn't get a haircut, though. Now, he also made it to the round of 8 last season as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then got knocked back down in the up and down matches. Those were some hardcore up and down matches last season. And
they're going to be
actually,
the same this season.
They're actually going to be really, really difficult this season.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 8 players who have defeated a lot of other nerds to get to the round of 8, to get to the up and down matches.
Oh, yeah.
Last season, 7 got in. I'm thinking only probably 4 are going to get in this season.
You think
because
so? Really?
it's going to be really tough. The competition is so high. And I mean, they're all very good players, but some of them I'm not sure if they're high enough caliber exactly to get in.
I hear a waterfall.
We'll find out, though.
Oh, looks like some tuna in a can, apparently. We can only guess what that means. If those of you out there, those of you who can read Korean, you can laugh at that.
Yeah.
Thanks to LG, Intel, and G-Skill. Of course, without them, the GSL would not be possible. Huge, huge thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for promoting esports, guys. Look out for the lava! Oh, it gets me every time. Thank goodness the SEVs have fireproof suits. Very necessary.
Now we do have Ryung going for 1 gas, and probably going to put down, well, we'll see if he goes for an add-on or some kind of a factory or something like that. But
no gas for Bomber, though.
He's just got 100 gas, so he might be saving up for
Zergling speed.
Factory. I'm not sure. Yes, for Zergling speed.
All right, a little bit of an altercation in the middle of the map. Looks like Ryung does chase away the forces of Bomber there a little bit.
And Bomber's going to rejoin with 2 Marines, but looks like he's just going to fall back.
Whoa!
Whoa!
What is that guy? It's like, it looks like a cross between Birdman and... Oh, it's,
that might be Bomberman.
Now that would be appropriate.
That would be good.
I don't think that was Bomberman, but it should be.
Now, Bomber
there's a proxy building going up. There's a proxy factory.
Hold that thought, indeed.
Going
proxy
up for Ryung right now.
And...
There it is. Probably going to float that into the base, possibly, and produce a Hellion.
Bomber's kind of thinking about this, because he scouted in there, he saw the 1 gas, he didn't see a building in there, though, so he's thinking, okay, some shenanigans might be happening here, because he's got his Marines actually kind of on the side of his base. Right now he's thinking Reapers, though. He's got them in the right place to protect against Reapers. He might not be expecting the proxy Banshees is what it looks like. He's going to float the factory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is actually kind of weird.
Well, see, here's the thing, though.
Look, he's going to try and land it right on top of those Marines.
By floating that in there, it's kind of almost telling Bomber what's going on, really. I mean, it's a little bit risky to do this, and that factory is going to have a hard time finding a place to land. It looks like he's going to try to land it.
Oh, beautiful move by Bomber.
No.
He keeps trying to land it. And
he gets it down.
It lands. He's going to be able to get a Hellion out.
Yep.
And he's actually pressuring the front with his Marines at the same time.
Oh, picking up
a beautiful move that this is a build we've been seeing a lot lately.
Yeah.
Ever since, I was actually wrong. I think it was SC did this to Pult. I was wrong about it being against Ensnare, from what I've been told. So very, very nice move. You get the Hellion out. There's the Hellion.
Yep.
You get some damage on those SCVs. They're going to soften them up.
He's going to see everything,
the Banshee.
Which is kind of nice. He scouts the command center, scouts the buildings. Dies. A good long life for that Hellion. And the first Banshee being produced and Cloak being researched as well. The kind of interesting thing with this is that Banshee obviously is going to be out long before Cloak is. So, he's going to need to micro that very, very carefully.
Yeah.
And the Cloak won't be as much of a surprise, I guess, as you can say. So I'm a little bit surprised that he's going with that so close after floating the factory in, but why not?
And Bomber, he's kind of expecting it. He already has turrets going up in his main supply line. And it's not like the 1 turret in the middle that kind of gives detection and kind of covers. No, he's got 1 on each end. So this Banshee's going to be able to do virtually no damage.
Yeah, Bomber well protected. I think he knows exactly what's going on. And he's even scouting with those Marines.
And if he sees it, he can probably kill the Tech Lab before Cloak, but
he certainly could.
Went by it, did not see it.
Wow. Yeah, I really expected him to actually scout that. Banshee moving in right now. It can fire at the supply depot. Cloak is getting very, very close to finishing, but with the turrets there, it's really not going to matter.
He
may even cancel that. Yeah, I think he probably should. I don't think he's going to, but I kind of feel like he should. But he's going to need that to defend right now because Bomber is moving out to the base of Ryung. Ryung trying to expand, trying to get a factory up with the Tech Lab. Picking up a couple SCVs that are transferring that will be helpful.
Yeah, and this is actually a little bit core by Ryung. His minerals are up over 400 right now, and he's got a reactor barracks just chilling. He needs Marines right now. He needs that money to be in units to fend this off, and he's not actually producing anything.
Yeah, and Bomber may be able to actually just win the game right here. He has a huge amount of Marines, not enough for Ryung. Of course, Bomber's Marines can't fire, but there's so many more of them. Focusing down that tech lab, and with some reinforcements, Bomber may be able to take it. Either way, this is a bad position for Ryung right now, losing both of these tech labs. And Ryung.
Yeah, the depots go down. He's forced to pull SCVs to clog that gap. And finally, he brings the Banshee back.
There's some mule coming down from
Oh
Bomber.
no, Bomber!
Ryung kills it.
Dropping the mule. He's even going to steal some minerals. And looks like he might clean up these Marines. They're just trying to get as many SCV kills as they can. And Ryung is really not looking in too good a shape right now.
No, not really.
He had the minerals to spend, but he didn't spend it on units. And
Maybe
ended up getting clobbered.
More to those lucky socks than we thought, I guess.
Perhaps.
I don't know. Wonder what kind of socks they are.
No, it's actually our GSL biggest foreign fan, Leo, I think, he was saying earlier, he thought there was going to be some cheese.
Yeah?
And I'm not surprised to see Ryung going for this strategy. He's just now taken an expansion, but way later than Bomber.
Leo knows
and it's not surprising because, like we said earlier, no one expected Ryung to have the advantage here. He is continuing to harass with that Banshee. That Banshee actually has only 5 kills on it, actually.
Well, it's doing okay. I mean, Ryung is causing a little bit of harassment. Bomber is just so far ahead in terms of just sheer offensive units that he doesn't have a whole lot to worry about. Here he comes again, and if he can pick up some Marines in that tank, that could be helpful, but there are 2 tanks there. Siege mode not quite finished. He's going to come down and pick up these mules, though. Kind of nice. Kind of good. Makes him feel all warm inside.
Even stimming those Marines and losing them all here, he still has a little bit of an army advantage. Now, part of that is that he's up 15 SCVs, 39 to, actually now it's 39 to 27.
Yep.
But he still has way more Marines, and just those 2 tanks are all that Ryung, and the Banshee is all the advantage Ryung really has.
So Ryung definitely in a bit of a predicament. Just the way he's playing, too, really does kind of tell me anyway that there certainly are some nerves involved today.
Yeah. And it's really too bad because, you know what? Ryung, as I mentioned earlier, Ryung has faced Bomber twice. Once in the Team League and once in the Zotac team invite, and he's beaten him both times.
Yeah, so
so the fact that I think the lack of confidence that he has going into this is maybe hurting him more than anything because he's playing a little bit timid. He's making some mistakes, maybe because of the nerves, when he is technically capable of beating Bomber. And
the lack of confidence is not warranted.
Yeah, in the pro scene, that really is a big deal. It can really affect your play a lot.
Now Ryung, right now, he's in a great position, sieging out outside the main base of Startail. Bomber going after the barracks there. Bomber does need to lift that. He's going to try to come around from the side, pick up those tanks from behind, so Ryung is going to need to be careful, He
does not have vision behind him, but no, a single tank is going to spot that. He knows it. He's going to rearrange his units a little bit.
Now Ryung's still in a good position, though. He does have a good amount of Marines, and if he's careful, he can hold on. Looks like Bomber's getting in position, though. Come at it from possibly both sides.
Yeah, here he goes. He stims in from both sides, and there's not enough Marines there, so Bomber's Marines able to target down those tanks and the Marines and the medevac, and drops another mule. Just because he wanted it to get some exercise, have a longer hike back to the minerals.
Bomber is ruthless today, Moltrap.
There's 11. You know what?
Mules everywhere.
I gotta hand it to Ryung. I was not impressed with his play in the quarterfinals, but he has actually kept that Banshee alive longer than anyone has ever kept the Banshee alive.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. A lot of players will just kind of sack the Banshee after a certain amount of time, not him. Looks like Bomber planning a pretty big drop, even loading up some siege tanks in those medevacs. Those weigh a lot, Moltrap. That's right. Siege tanks, that medevac, you'd think he'd be lagging behind, but no way. It's got like flamethrowers coming out the back of it.
Yeah, not out the bottom though. You'd think to stay up, they'd have to have some kind of downward jet.
I would think so.
Over there.
Uses repulsor lift technology.
Yeah. Ryung has a group of Marines at the north end of his base. If he's on the spot, if he's really, really sharp, he could pick off 1 or 2 of these medevacs before they fully unload. Is he on the spot? And he does
Ooh,
not.
almost.
Oh, and Bomber
Man.
dancing his medevacs here a little bit.
Yep.
They're not going to be able to get in there.
I kind of feel like Bomber is definitely kind of playing around at this point.
Yeah.
Which is, he's
Well-
more confident. He's got a significant lead right now, but it's still very, very dangerous to play
Yeah.
around in a TVD, especially against someone like Ryung, who's
We've-
beaten so many good players.
We've seen players do that, actually. I forget
Yeah.
who. I think it was Lucira, actually, that was so far ahead he danced his lings and then ended
Yeah,
up losing
that-
the game because he didn't seize that moment.
That was versus Bomber, I think, wasn't it?
Was it?
I believe it was.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe versus Ace, but I'm pretty sure it was versus Bomber. You're talking about the first GSL Team League, right?
I don't remember which game it was, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I just remember that players have gotten too cocky and lost because of it, and so that is a danger.
Yeah.
He is 30 supply ahead, but that is really not a ton in TBT, considering one.
Oh, not quite getting the Banshee.
Oh,
Oh, no, it
the
almost.
fire
I was going to say,
shoots
it's
up
the-
and takes that Banshee out for Bomber.
Wow, even the forces of nature conspiring against Slayer's Ryung today. It's kind of sad to see. The very earth wishes him to lose.
Anyway, one wrong siege, one wrong stim he could lose a lot of units, but I don't know if he has enough to hold that off. Okay, he is going
Bomber.
to bring more Marines down here.
Looking pretty beastly
Ryung has
right
the
now.
advantageous position.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
he's actually
SCVs.
gonna move in a little bit close. Oh, and he has vision. He's going to kill.
Did he?
Oh, okay, well-
there's some SCVs hiding at the top of the map. What are they doing? We don't quite know.
Well, we're missing kind of a battle at the front, actually.
Oh, there's another. Oh, they were going over the gold expansion.
Take my word for it.
yeah.
Bomber just lost a couple tanks and had to pull out.
All right. So Bomber forced back at the natural. Looks like he's going to try to save his gold base. Again, playing kind of
Yeah.
cocky.
But he's trying to intercept. Ryung trying to intercept that force on the way to the gold base.
Yep.
He's actually going to siege up a little bit, but it's out of position. So Ryung's entire force might get up there and take out that gold base very quickly, which is going to be huge.
Yeah, that
Planetary's
planetary
about
is
to
just
complete.
finishing.
Oh,
Ryung,
wow,
not quite quick enough.
that was close.
Yep, he gets the participation ribbon, the pink one in that relay race. You know, in grade school, they always give you like the pink participation ribbon if they're like, thanks for trying. Oh, Bomber trying to move up.
More hits.
Not able to do it. And Ryung not doing too bad, taking out a couple
No,
tanks of Bomber there.
He's trying to come back here now. He's still about 30 supply behind, but as both of their supplies grow, the relative supply difference decreases. So Ryung definitely trying to come back into this. The crucial thing, though, is he was not able to take out that planetary, and I really think he should have left a few Marines behind the supply line, out of range of that planetary, to take out those SCVs, but instead, Bomber has full saturation on the high yield and is really pulling ahead in the income right now.
And Ryung moving out, but here comes Bomber, a ton of Marines! And Bomber is going to annihilate this army. So many Marines, nice spread as well. Lots of mules coming down.
Oh my goodness.
Call them the moral support mules. Ryung, though,
He's you know, Bomber, to
back.
be honest with you, he's getting a little too cocky.
Yeah, I think he
the
is.
The supply lead just lessened, and he just wasted like 3 mules.
Yeah.
When he lost all of his Marines. He
Bomber,
really cannot
Bomber,
afford to
Bomber.
be that cocky right now.
Yeah.
I think he's still in the lead. I think he's still probably going to win at this rate, but he needs to be careful because Ryung has gotten the third base up at the left side of the map, not a high yield.
What's the income right now?
Income is
Bomber is higher. He does have the
1,700
gold.
to 2,300-ish once
Yeah.
the mules go away. So it's fluctuating. Yeah, Bomber still has a few hundred minerals per minute more,
Yep.
4 or 5. So
But the lead is shrinking. Bomber only about 20 supply ahead right
yeah,
now.
exactly.
So Ryung playing very safe, very stable. The only thing right now is I think Bomber is quite a bit ahead in the upgrades right now. He's getting 3-3 right now for his bio. I'm not sure what Ryung has. Check it out, Investigator Mole Trap.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. He's only at 1-1. He's not upgrading 2-2.
All right.
And you're right. I think if Ryung had any way of getting back into the game, it would have been that.
Yep.
And you're right. He's kind of lacking that. Oh, and a couple Vikings getting taken out.
Whoops. All right.
And Bomber
here
may be
comes
going in
Bomber.
for the kill here. Ryung a little bit out of position, but he might be able to get a good siege down
Yeah.
on those Marines. He has the vision advantage, so he's actually able to take out one of Bomber's tanks there, despite the ComSat.
Tried to say something. That waterfall looked like a great place for a picnic until right now. I wouldn't want to have